Polly's new book is called Your Life Calling, Reimagining the Rest of Your Life. She tells stories of people who have mastered the midlife makeover. And Jane, what exactly is a midlife makeover, and why is it so important?
Well, I don't use the word makeover because that implies that you've got to change who you are, and who wants to do that? Midlife is longer than you expected. It's the future is closer than you think, and we are going to live longer, more vital lives than our parents and grandparents did. And most of us really haven't thought about that very much until you get to be the age I am, or 50. The last baby boomer is turning 50 at the end of the month, and the Gen Xers are February 1st. Happy birthday. Then you realize you're responsible for what are you going to do with these bonus decades. We're all in the same boat, and the word that people use all the time, Katie, is yearning. They're yearning for something.
Something more.
Something more, but they can't define it. Right? And purpose, meaning, freedom, no boss, but yet they don't know what it is. So this is not a how-to book. It's 2-3 dozen stories of people who have been there and done it that hopefully will inspire with their example and ideas.
I think it's a fantastic idea, and I know one of the people, Jane, that you profiled, you met along the way, is a man named Paul Giannone. After a long career in IT, he found a new recipe for success. Let's check it out.
I'm Paulie G, and welcome to Paulie G's Greenpoint Pizza Joint. I opened up on March 9th, 2010. It's been a wonderful experience. For 30 years, I masqueraded as a computer geek. I worked in IT, in the corporate world. It really wasn't for me. In the back of my mind, there was always something else that I wanted to do. I was a pizza enthusiast, and through observation, I realized that pizza was a lot simpler than opening up a restaurant. And that emboldened me. You know, it allowed me to say, you know what, this is something that I can do. I like to mix up some of the ingredients from my pie, do a nice contrast of sweet and savory.
The crust is amazing.
I love it.
It's delicious.
One of the things that we love to do here is come up with great names for the pies. It's the Hellboy, a niece and a nephew. Feel like bacon love.
Ricotta, be kidding me. It's the best.
Hellfire pork pie. Mike's Hot Honey, made in Brooklyn. Can't beat it.
This whole experience is beyond my wildest dreams. I'm one with the restaurant. I look back at everything I did, and it feels great because I now realize that it all led to me doing what I love. If you have a job and you have a passion and they're not the same thing, life is not a dress rehearsal, okay? Get out there and do it.
Wow, that looks so good. You're making me hungry. Please welcome Paulie G. Not to be confused with Paulie D of the Jersey Shore, but it's so great to meet you. What made you finally decide to take the plunge to really go for your dream?
Well, for the longest time, I chose a career that I wasn't quite suited for, but I did it and I worked hard at it to be able to support my family and have nice things for us, but it just wasn't working out. I quote unquote retired in 2001, and I went out the next day and tried to find, consulting work, and I didn't always find that work. And I always knew I wanted to do something that I could really feel good about in my life, and finally I knew I had to do that.
And I know your sons had a big influence on you, Michael and Derek, right? They really pushed you in that direction?
Yes, but just being my sons did that, because I know that I had to show them what they were made of, that you have to get out and you have to do things for yourself and make tough decisions.
And I know, Derek, by the way, your sons are here today, Michael and Derek, and your wife, Marianne. And Derek and Michael, I know that you guys really did help your dad pursue his dreams. Derek, you worked at the pizza parlor for a year, and Michael, you also helped contribute financially so your dad could make this happen. Why was it important to you to do that?
Well, just to start off, I'm Derek.
Yes, Derek and Michael, yeah.
Well, for me, it was kind of a happy accident. I wasn't really working at the time. I was out of school, and my dad opened the pizzeria, and he needed me. And it was kind of a great experience to kind of be there with him the whole way and just make pizza with him every day and kind of help him with his dreams, because he helped me with so many of mine.
And Michael, what about you?
Well, I mean, kind of the same thing. I mean, my parents, they supported me my whole life, and they always pushed me to follow my dreams and be happy and find something I could do to support my family and be happy every day when I go to work. And at the time I was stationed in Colorado, and the only way I could really help out, unlike my brother who was there and he could work in the restaurant, was to scrounge up the money that I had and, you know, come up with a small investment to help my parents. And every chance I got to come back, you know, I'd come back and, you know, help maybe a day or two. But
that's wonderful. And Marianne, have you seen a change in your husband since he sort of has this chapter 2?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's always been wonderful, but he's very enthusiastic and very passionate about what he does, and he just seems so happy as to compared to working in the corporate world and slaving away at that.
And by the way, those pizzas look damn good. Can I just say that?
They are really good.
Yeah. And Jane, I mean, why do you think Pauly G is such a good example of the kind of thing you're talking about in the book?
Well, his friends always told him open a restaurant, and he said, no, you're crazy, I'm never going to open a restaurant. But he and his sons took this pizza tour, and he recognized that ate a pizza that I could do that. He bought the bricks to build a backyard pizza oven, and he told his friends, I'm opening a pizzeria, before he built the oven, before he ever made one pizza. And I said, why did you do that? And with that sparkle in his eye, he said, because commitment is a powerful thing.
Wow. And what do you think is the most important piece of advice? I mean, I know it's not a how-to book, but what would you say is the most important thing to keep in mind when you are in the process of reimagining your life?
He did this really smart. He didn't quit his job and build the oven and learn how to make a pizza. He cultivated the best pizzaiolis, do I say that right? And bloggers. And he did his research. He found a great location. With the taste of his pizzas, he had people who were willing to invest in him. He did it smart, slow, and right. And I've heard him give business advice to other people I've done stories about, because you just went about it smart. It wasn't just, you know, the do it, just go do it.
I do like, though, the fact that in some of the advice you've given in the book, you say you don't have to get it right the first time.
No.
So people shouldn't be afraid of failure. While you obviously set yourself up for success, you don't necessarily have to make it work the first time out.
The brain learns best from failure. And I say that if you don't have any failure in your life, you probably weren't trying very hard.
I think that's true.
So, you know, trial and error is the best way to, you know, live your lives.
Well, I think this book is going to help a lot of people of a certain age and even younger, because I think you can reimagine your life even at a young age.
Well, the Gen Xers I've talked to tell me it's all we talk about, Jane.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
good. Well, it's so nice to see you, Jane. Pauly G, can I come to your pizza parlor?
Please do.
Well,
Please do.
You'll give me a reservation?
We don't have reservations.
Okay. I'll wait in line with everybody else.
You will.
How about
You will.
that?
Everybody's a VIP at Pauly.
Oh, that's nice. That's the best attitude. Anyway, good luck. That's wonderful. Thank you guys for coming in. And by the way, Jane's book, Your Life Calling, Reimagining the Rest of Your Life, is available now, and everyone in our studio audience is going home with a copy. So, when we come back, I bet you guys laugh for Wanda Sykes is here. That's